Hello, good morning. How's it going? It's me. Like, is this better?
Yeah, that sounds good. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
yes.
Awesome.
I need to message Jen right quick. She tried to join, and I think that I must have hit the wrong button because she's not here.
Oh, okay.
So in the chat, bottom right corner, to open the chat, little message symbol, I have pinned our document for today. Very simple. There you are. Hello, Jen.
Hi,
I was just messaging you. I saw
I
you
saw
pop
that.
up
Yeah.
and I thought I admitted you, but then you weren't here. So sorry about that. How are
That's
you,
okay.
ma'am?
Hmm.
How are you?
Oh, I've been okay. I woke up yesterday feeling like maybe I had a cold coming on. My nose won't quit running. So if I disappear, it's because my nose is running and I have to just hold the tissue to my face.
Okay. So in the chat, bottom right-hand corner, I have pinned our document for today. Very simple. We have got choices this morning. So I'd like to do a group reading. It's going to be a bigger group reading, and then draw cards for individual questions. So the choice is whether you would like for me to do the group reading on the 7 card spread that's about manifestation, or the 10 card spread that's for business planning. You have links to both, so whichever one we don't do together, you can always do that one on your own. Ideas?
The business one sounds really interesting. Business
Okay,
planning.
all right.
I'm down for whatever.
Okay. All right, I'm going to pull up the 10 card spread. If you have looked at the actual page for the business planning spread, it is about planning a tarot business, but the questions are applicable to any kind of business. Okay, what is our purpose or calling? And today I'm using the Biddy Tarot deck. I like it because it is Rider-Waite-Smith based, but has gold and purple and other color people. I'm going to go ahead and draw all of our cards. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sometimes usually I get direction about where to pull the card from in the deck, like the bottom of the deck, top of the deck, fan, and then pull. And if multiple cards are coming out, I take the one that comes out easiest. And sometimes that'll leave me with 2 cards, which is why a lot of the time on the Explore Your Woo calls, you see me with 2 cards when really only one was requested. My deck is going, hey, me too. Okay, fun. What is my purpose for calling? And we have got the 4 of Wands. Oh, beautiful. You can see. So we've got folks celebrating. We have 4 wands here that are acting as posts to hold up some decorative business up here. So these folks are celebrating. They're in front of a castle, which represents support and other people available close by. The 4s in the tarot are very much about stability. And so we're looking at an upbeat, stable foundation and providing that to other people as our purpose or calling. I've been very much called towards stability and nervous system safety in the last several weeks. There's so much hustle advice and rush, do everything advice, and it just doesn't work. Or post 17 times a day. It doesn't work. So focusing on providing stable foundation for people. All right. Question 2, how can I bring my calling into my business? We've got the King of Cups. So we are looking at bringing emotional stability. The King of Cups is a master of emotion, and you see that his throne is even on the water. Got a fish and a boat, reinforcing we're on the water. He's got his cup here and scepter. And so when we're in charge of our emotions, we are also in touch with our intuition. We can hear what our intuition is telling us. And that allows us to bring that calling into the business by being in touch with our gifts. How can I get the greatest fulfillment from my business? Sometimes this deck is very much, here's what you asked. Here's the most basic answer. We have the Empress. So getting the greatest fulfillment from business by creating things, by recognizing that we are actually the expert and we're in charge. We don't have to please other people in the way that we run the business. We simply are in charge. We do need to appeal to our audience, but at the same time, that's very different than approval seeking. Question 4, interesting. How can I offer authentic value to my customers? And we've got the 4 of Pentacles. This card is very much about safeguarding and perhaps even penny pinching the wealth that you've accumulated. The individual here is wearing their, pentacle on their head to show everybody, like, look, this is what I have. But then they are gripping this with both hands. They've got their feet on their other pentacles, holding them down like, no, mine. And they are sitting on a chest of other pentacles. So this person is holding on really tightly. In terms of providing value to our customers, this card reminds us that we need to not give everything away for free. We need to retain some value for those paid services. I think I was on a call with Sadie Smiley and took note of the phrase, the freebie should diagnose the problem, or your paid solution actually fixes it. So your freebie helps point people in the direction of the service that would actually solve the issue. We're definitely going to crowdsource this one. So number 5 rather, what products and services could I offer? We have the Knight of Wands. We see that he is holding his wand high in the air. He is fully dressed in his armor, and the horse is rearing. They are running into doing something. They're very passionate about whatever it is that they're doing. So, what is this saying to you about what you might offer?
Yes, whatever like lights you up the most, that you feel the most passionate about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have ADHD, and my brother's theory, probably other people's theory as well, is that folks with ADD or ADHD are on the spectrum. And that makes a lot of sense to me, with the hyperfixation and difficulty processing certain things. And so I was going to say, I accept literal and smart ass answers. So if you want to tell me that this means sell wands, it's cool. My brain always goes to the most literal first. So a lot of the time when you see me pause before I answer, yes, I'm, getting my thoughts together and all of that, elegant behavior stuff. But I'm also going, no, we can't say that to this group. Okay, so we're at the halfway point in this spread. And number 6 is, where do I need to focus my business in the next 1 to 2 months? So in the next several weeks, what are we going to focus on? And we've got the Ace of Cups. This is a really fun answer because we're tuning into our intuition. We're tuning into our spirituality, and you can see that the cup is overflowing. It's almost like the cup is creating its own water supply. And so we can get overflowing ideas when we get still and get quiet, if that's the way your ideas come to you. For a lot of people, it is, not everyone. But when we give ourselves that time to expand into our creativity, so there needs to be some scheduled, unscheduled time on your calendar where you are giving yourself an open block, where there's not 5 other things you need to be doing, or if there are, you set them aside for a little while so that you can allow your imagination to open up and go, all right, well, what's connected to what I do that would serve my customers well? All right, question 7. Did you have any thoughts on that one, Jen? Nope. Okay. Yeah, speak up anytime if you have thoughts or questions.
Nope. So far, everything's just like exactly what we've been going through or what I've been going through. So
Yeah,
it's just
this is a
important
very
so far.
to the point. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack, I like that it's very literal. Matches my thought patterns.
Me too.
So, where do I need to focus my business in the next 6 to 12 months? And guess what? Dun, dun, dun. We have the tower. So, when we look at the picture, there is a shit ton of stuff going on here. There is lightning coming in and striking the top of the building, so it blows the top off the building. We've also got fire coming out of the windows, and this can be interpreted as bits of fire, embers, or even rain or hail that is falling down on these people. And these folks are not having a good day. This looks like a bit of a height to fall from. So when we are looking at where to head with our businesses in the next several months, the tower is preparing us like a signpost to say, hey, there could be a big shakeup. Things may not look the way you think they're going to look. And so sometimes life has other plans than what we have. I was accepted into 2 different masters in psychology programs after college. And so, of course, that's what I expected I was going to be doing. Not at all. With both of those programs, there was some type of housing issue, and it just was not possible to go through with either one. And so when you look at something that seems so probable, like 2 programs, I can do at least one, right? Life had other plans. It turned into, I think, 10, 13 years later, a nursing degree, which is different. They're related, but completely different than what I expected. However, it was where I was supposed to be. So instead of struggling and fighting against what didn't seem to be going my way, it made sense to give the situation and myself grace for things to go as they were flowing. All right, we are on question 8. What is the future potential for my business? And we've got the Hanged Man. This is one of my favorite cards because there are so many possibilities. This is like in numerology when we have the number 0. There's nothing there, but that means that it can turn into absolutely anything. It's like a blank slate when you have the Hanged Man. Because you're just hanging there, you can, again, expand your mind and open yourself to your creativity. I think about when there is a stone in a stream. The Hanged Man helps you see the fact that the water doesn't stop at the rock. The water either goes around it, goes over top of it, or wears the stone down through going over top of it, but wearing it down. And so there are different ways to approach a problem. We've got different tools in our toolbox for dealing with what appears to be a setback. The Hanged Man gives us the time and the peace to actually see those solutions. So future potential for the business, the cards are saying sit back and have a think about this thing. All right, what new opportunities exist? And this could be a fun one. We have the High Priestess for new opportunities that could exist. And what I need to say is that if I were as high as the High Priestess, I would be knowing some deep shit too. So there's lots that you can take from your own intuition, from your own knowledge. And again, this is a running theme in this reading, sitting back and receiving and allowing, giving yourself time to expand and letting yourself think and breathe instead of just running from one activity to the next constantly. We have to do some of that, but some of it is self-imposed. And you notice the high priestess is seated. She's not going anywhere. Her robes are kind of spread out around her feet. So she's not just rushed in or plopped down in the seat. She's been here a minute and she will be. She's got her scrolls in her hand, so some steady, and her moon crown is illuminated. We are looking at a person who is allowing really is the big word for this card. Allowing what is flowing, allowing what knowledge is coming up and what can be studied, and allowing possibilities. And finally, question 10 is, where is my business heading in the next 6 to 12 months? So you remember card 7, where do I need to focus? We got the Tower. So be ready for a shakeup. Let's see what's up. Okay, that's a good answer. Where my business is heading in the next 6 to 12 months, we have the Magician. Your business is heading where you're taking it. You've got all of your tools right there in front of you. This is everything that you learned, studied, practiced. This is everything that you allow yourself to believe you can create. As above, so below. We see that posture with pointing up to the sky with a wand and pointing down at the earth. And so anything you can imagine, if you will allow yourself to use your tools. And we have a cup on the table, which can also be about relationships. So as my father says, use your friends wisely. The sword reminds us to cut through the bullshit, especially of I can't. Just cut that out. You've got the pentacle on the table. What can you do with your current sales or resources that would support something new that's coming up for you? The wand is on the table, and we've seen the wand in all kinds of positions and uses, as a post in the Four of Wands, as what looks like a weapon in the Knight of Wands. And so you can do pretty much anything with this wand. You can use it for violence, like the Knight of Wands, for celebration, for creation. And one thing I enjoy about this deck is that most of the wands still have leaves on them. They are alive. And so this is growing passion and creativity, expanding. It's not dead or stuck. So what was something that stood out to you about this? For me, there was a lot of allowing ourselves to expand, to think, to breathe, and to come up with creative solutions. Be open to what's new.
Yeah,
I
it was
just,
such a,
go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, I was just gonna say it's such a powerful, comprehensive story. It just like really fit together perfectly, and there's a lot of room to like feel into it and reflect on like what it means for you specifically. But as far as the structure goes, it's just like fill into your soul and then fill in the blanks. But it makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate that with this deck especially. It happens with most decks I read with, but this deck especially does put together a story. That's a good way to put it. I'm now looking for my stack of cards, which was with me quite recently. Oh, here we are. I have a few too many things on my desk, so I placed them a little bit further away. All right, I would like to do a couple of readings for you, if that's agreeable, or if you would like to do something different, we can do that as well. So I've got the tarot deck that I used for our spread. I also have handy the Star Child Tarot Akashic and some Oracle decks. I think I've got Ancient Stones. Let me see. I think Ancient Stones is the one I don't have. From Rebecca Campbell, yes. So my Oracle decks today are all Rebecca Campbell and one with Danielle Noel. So I've got the Starseed Oracle, Healing Waters, and the Rose Oracle. So you are welcome to choose from any of the Oracle cards or the Tarot cards, some of both.
Oh, what was the one
Maybe
you
choose
mentioned
two.
about the Akashic? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, I've got the Star Child Akashic Tarot. That one goes nicely with the Starseed Oracle, if you're
Yeah.
open to that Oracle deck. Okay.
I would love that, yeah.
And what are we reading about?
I do feel like I'm going in the right direction. I guess I'm just trying to figure out how to like step into my power while going in the right direction.
Absolutely. Well, there's already a wand on the bottom of the deck.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ace of Wands. This is about leaning into your creativity. All right. Say your question again so I have your exact wording, please.
Like how to step into my power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How to step into your power as you stay on the right track with your business. Okay. From the tarot, we've got the Emperor. And we have a lion here, very much a symbol of power. And the Emperor is about structure. Emperor is number 4 in the major arcana, and the square or rectangle, 4-sided and very stable. And so to me, the Emperor brings up a schedule. I don't believe in tight schedules or being strict with yourself about a schedule, except where you actually have to get some shit done and you haven't quite done it yet. So the Emperor for me always brings up a question of how can you set up a flexible schedule that supports you and keeps the things that need to get done in front of you. I use a paper planner that shows me a week at a time on one page. That helps. I still am overscheduling myself a bit, but it helps to have to write down everything for the day in that day's space. And
I'm definitely with you because I have ADHD as well. So sometimes I just feel so scattered. Like there's so many things to do and so many different roles, and like how to prioritize and get all the things done feels like a mystery sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. My planner helps me prioritize because I can look at everything in one place and go, okay, yeah, this is a needle mover. This is mostly for fun. This is in between both. And that sounds like what I want to do. So from the Starseed Oracle, we have the Blue Flame, Spontaneous Awakening, Activation, Integration Time. So this is probably speaking to all of us. I definitely feel called out, but integrating things that we have learned. I'm a collector of facts and understanding, and it really doesn't matter how much I have stored up unless I'm actually integrating it so I can use it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. I love learning things, but applying them is a whole different beast.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, for
me,
sure.
what that says, all week I've been getting this message of you know way more than you're giving yourself credit for. And
Oh,
so
you do.
integrating that knowledge it just says to me to lean in and share with people and trust that I will have the answers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do. I am constantly amazed at the volume of your really good PLR sets.
Thank
They
you.
are, yeah,
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Well, I think too, one specific thing that's showing up is um I think maybe subconsciously or unconsciously, I was kind of putting off setting up the group coaching for our group because I was kind of like, if people come with business questions, I don't have answers. But per our conversation last
Right.
night, I don't have to have the answers. The answers are in them. I just have to help guide them to those answers. So I think that
Yes.
was something that I was forgetting, and I was not going inward, I was going outward, which again, I
Mhm.
was not integrating the knowledge. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
helpful.
that's perfect. Yep. We don't have to know everything. We are intuitive, and so we can get answers as people are asking, even on topics where we're not educated. And at the same time, I find the question, what have you done in a similar situation, is super powerful because it
Yeah,
not only helps the person bring up a possible solution, but at the same time, they're reminded of how they have actually solved this before.
yeah,
So they get that confidence boost as well.
yeah.
All right, which two decks would you like?
I really was kind of drawn to the rose deck for some reason.
Mhm.
Not
Yep.
generally a rose or a flower person, but that one caught my
Mhm.
eye. And
Yeah.
I'm not real sure other than that one. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Do you mind if I use the same Akashic Tarot?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Rebecca Campbell's decks always have such a nice feel to them. Very just a nice tactile experience, but they also stick together. So something I learned from my husband, who likes to play trading card games, is that you can put your whole deck in a bag with a little bit of cornstarch and shake them up,
Yeah.
and they come out much smoother, much easier to shuffle. And we definitely had to do that twice with this deck. Did you have a specific question, Jen?
I don't think so. I think my question's kind of along the same lines as Jessica's was. Just how do I step into my power and into my knowledge and access that?
Absolutely. 9 of crystals with a 9 of pentacles. You need to be letting yourself enjoy some things. So not constantly at the desk working. Sometimes when you have a burst of energy, it doesn't always have to be used on work.
I'm feeling called out.
I thought so. All right. This is one of the most powerful cards in the Rose Oracle deck, the Temple of the Rose. It is Ancient Power. Let's see if I can get it a little clearer. Nope, I think that's as clear as it's going to get. So activation, Ancient Power, Expression, and Scarlet Codes. And Scarlet Codes I take to mean codes that come from knowing, from experience and understanding of the human condition, including our own human condition. The Temple of the Rose to me reminds me of the rose itself, because when you look at a rose, there are always outer petals that are mixed in with the next inner petal. It's actually like a spiral if you were to take the petals off or follow them all the way in. And so it brings you back to center, brings you back to self. Today I was looking for the Aligned Empire Tarot Coach GPT that is in your document that I shared and pinned. And I will get that link with the replay so everybody can access it. I need to look into whether there is another GPT with the exact same name that does the same thing, because some evidence of that came up while I was looking for it. So I'll have to let you know how that rabbit hole turns out. Do we have anything else? Any fun decks catching your eye? Decks acting up?
I got a new deck that I'm going to use to help inform my moon circles. It's called Cosmic Magic Oracle, and it has the different astrology things in here and the different moon phases. So I'm super excited to put this into practice and use spreads to help inform the moon circles.
Yeah, that's a really cool deck box. I like the snakes as well.
The cards are beautiful. They're all like black and with like pops of color. So pretty.
Yeah. Very cool. And what's it called again?
Cosmic Magic Oracle.
Cosmic Magic Oracle. Cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
All right. That is all I have for today. There are a couple of other things on your document that you can click through and see whether they're useful to you. All right. Thank you so much for coming and participating. I appreciate you.
Thank you. This was wonderful.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome. Take care.